CA 375 Online Marketing, Chapter 9 from our Digital Marketing Analytics test text. We're going to talk about a couple of different methods for analyzing the analytics that are available to us. So, why would we even want to use the analytics available to us? So the most common use for our social and digital data is to increase our marketing plans or improve our marketing plans. We take that data that is available to us, develop insights about it, and then use it to create future marketing strategies. Different things that we can understand in our data about our audience. Who is our audience? What platforms are they on? What content are they most likely to engage with? Our content, what content is engaged with, what platform is that content engaged with, are people more likely to share specific content over others, what channels are more popular for us that we should focus on, which social media platforms or channels have the highest performance, and how did our previous marketing campaigns perform? So, what is the data saying about the different kinds of campaigns we've tried in the past and how well they performed? Some probably performed better than others, and so we should use that information when we're creating future campaigns. One of the ways that we can look at our digital analysis is to do a social media landscape analysis. What that social media landscape analysis helps us answer is where our audience is at and what content they are sharing. So, different components of that social media landscape analysis would be to outline our brand objectives. So, clearly defining what the goals of any particular thing are. Why do we use social media? What are we hoping to gain from it? Choose an area of focus. So, again, time is limited, money is limited. We don't have endless time to research and analyze the amount of data that is available to us. And so, really trying to decide what specifically are we looking for? What question are we trying to answer here? And trying to focus our analysis on those specific things. Develop a set of keywords around those questions. What is it exactly that we're looking for? Then we want to understand our data inputs and define our research questions. So that comes back to determining an area of focus and developing a set of keywords. It's all related. So what question are we trying to answer or questions? And then build a timeline. We can't research forever, and so we're better off giving ourselves a time frame in which we are going to analyze this data and then generate a report or conclusion from it. And we could repeat this process over and over for multiple research questions. When we're creating what's called a scoping document, so a scoping document is something that's created to talk about what is this product that we're working on and why are we doing it. So why are we doing this research analysis? What is the scope of that analysis? And scope is how much do we want to include? Are we looking at just social media? Are we including all owned media? What analytics are we looking for? What are our research objectives? The situation overview. So, why are we looking for that information? What is our current existing data? Do we have access to all the data we need? Are we going to buy data lists from various sources? And what is the type of deliverable? Are we writing a report? Are we going to give a presentation? Is it a combination of the two? And what is the delivery date? So that comes back to our timeline. When do we have to deliver this presentation or turn in this report. Another thing that usually goes into the scoping document is who's responsible for what. So, who has to do what for each kind of thing? Do we have to do we have a team or is it an individual project? Different elements of a landscape audit. Well, again, as I said, we have unlimited access to data, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. Where do we start? How do we break down what data we're looking for? So, various things that we want to include or think about including, depending on our research questions. So, these are just some ideas. Our share of voice, share of conversation, where those conversations are happening, what are the themes of these, who are driving those conversations, keywords people are using, and when conversations take place. So, as you might realize, every single one of these questions can be answered with a good social listening tool. So, using a really good social listening tool and looking at information from Google Trends and Google Analytics to look at what people are saying about us and where. We'll do an analysis of our search and owned media. What is the keyword and key phrase volume? So what is it that gets people to click through to our website? So when we look at our Google Analytics, where are people coming from? So all of this information is available to us in our website analytics. Are they coming to us from a website, from a cell phone? Which page did they land on? Did they come from a search or did they click through an ad? How much time did they spend on our website? What time did they access our website? How did they purchase anything on our website or did they click a couple of pages? Did they come to our front page and then bounce? We also want to conduct media analysis. So when we conduct media analysis, we usually need to third-party data sources and ask them for data. This usually involves also purchasing data from third-party data sources. Sometimes there is free information available from websites such as StatusStats, which has a lot of information depending on what market you're looking at. The US government sometimes has available information on various websites. But who publishes data about our competitors, about our industry, about target audiences and how they use information? And how do we access that data? Do we purchase it? Can we get it for free? And how do we use that in our analysis? It is always good to use both our data and data that is available to us from third parties. And that is the end of chapter 9.